Hey guys, what's up? This is Megan. It's gonna be another freestyle video, night rant, something I don't really plan for, but let's see. What did I learn in the past year? A lot of stuff happened, obviously. If you've been following me for a while, I would say you've seen, a lot of faces, a lot of events, this and that. Um, Purpose of this video is to tell you guys what I learned in the past year, and I would say my life in general. The three most important things, and then I'm just gonna advise you guys to just follow them. As of now, 30 minutes ago, turned 24. So yeah, I'm old as fuck. Hard to believe I'm 24. I still remember myself as being an immigrant from Ivory Coast, coming to America at 11, having to learn English in Harlem, and going through all the discrimination and then the bullying and all these crazy things. Trying to fit in a society that you knew nothing about, trying to learn a new language, trying to integrate into a culture that you only knew through TV. And went from there to, I don't know, traveling from state to state, meeting people. I would say I was fortunate. I was blessed, and I still am. Um, this year, I would say the biggest thing. Two things happened this year that was really, really big. Obviously, the birth of Team 3D. I believe Team 3D was born like last year in January. When I came out of this crazy depression, because I kept fucking left and right, and my life was empty. No purpose, shit like that. In fact, during that period that my daughter was conceived, and I didn't even know it. And it's funny, right after that, Team 3D was born. I didn't find out about her birth till like 8 months later. You guys know the drama behind that. So the second biggest thing is obviously my daughter born. In 1 year, so much happened, and I learned one thing. One very important thing is there's a lot of things we're not in control of. I say that all the time. A lot of things we're not in control of. I used to think that I was in control of many things, but I realized a lot of things we're not in control of. But we are in control of the things we are given. You know, I like the quote that says, "Play with the hand you were dealt." You can't guarantee you're gonna have a winning hand, but the goal is you find fulfillment in playing your hand out. Your opening hand might not be a winning hand, but if you keep going and you keep waiting for the right time, you keep seizing opportunities, and you keep preparing and waiting for the time to strike and rely on the one above. Eventually, a good hand, a bad hand will become a good hand. You know, like I said, if you're fighting, if you're in the middle of a battlefield and you have a fucking, I don't know, a pen in your hand, it's probably useless, right? You got a pen in the battlefield, everybody has guns and shit. It's useless. But imagine you get to a point where the only thing you need is to write a letter back home or to send a letter to the general because there's no phones or whatever. That pen will become probably what's going to save the team. So something might be useless now, but in the future, in the right circumstance, it might become a treasure. You know, and how I apply that to my life now is everything that I have now I value everything from YouTube, my car, my trash can, my fucking everything, even my cheap straight talk phone. Everything I have now value because even though I realize that, like I said, things don't have value according to what you see at the moment. They will have value when the time comes. When you put them in the right place. When you like I give an example. One day I talked about like the steering wheel. If I give you a steering wheel right now, put it in your hand, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" It's a steering wheel. It looks useless. But when you put it in a car, everything makes sense. You're like, "Oh, I see the purpose of that thing." So now I realize that everything that I have now is there for a reason, whether it's bad or good. We like to only look at good things. We want to look only at the gold. No, you gotta look at the big picture thing. So I realized everything that happened when I was younger, me being fat, me being rejected, all these different things, everything was there for a reason. Everything, uh, was just part of a big picture. You know, I like what someone once said. He said, yeah, I got that from a movie or some shit, um, where it said the rock that sits at the top of a mountain does not know it's more important than the stones at the bottom. You know, and a piece of linen in a shirt doesn't think it's important, but really it's what makes up the shirt. If you take it out, things fall apart. So I really learned one of the biggest things I learned is the importance and the value of everything based on the time. So whatever you have now that may not be important to you at the moment, just keep it around. Look at the big picture. Eventually, it'll find its place. It's like pause to a call. You look at them at first sight. You look at any part of a call individually, it looks useless, but it's part of the grand scheme of things. So, like I said, my daughter was born, even though that wasn't predicted, but it turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. I was afraid for nothing. She actually brought a lot of stability in my life, a lot of direction, a lot of focus. What else happened this year? YouTube. I had first opened this channel just to record my transformation progress. I had no idea it was going to go where it's going now, and I'm very grateful for that. I had no idea I would meet the supporters that I have now. The cool people, the Simons who send me presents like every fucking blue moon. Uh, the just the love I get from this. Like I said, it's one of those things that I just had, and I didn't expect to be big. I didn't see the value in it at the time, and it turned out to be a blessing. What else? I mean, just this year I would say was probably the most influential year in my life, and I learned a lot of things. I learned that, like I said, I'm not in control of everything, but I'm in control of the hand I was dealt. I learned that everything has value, everything has a place, a purpose. You just gotta wait for the right time. And most importantly, I learned the importance of staying inspired. And I'm advising you guys, stay inspired. The sky's the limit. You heard this a million times. In fact, I said this before, fuck the sky's the limit. The sky's no limit. Keep reaching. But the secret is stay inspired. Stay inspired. The moment your inspiration goes down, everything else crumbles. I said it before, you cannot make it on Friday with the inspiration you got on Monday. Every day you got to renew your inspiration. The things that inspire you, the pictures that inspire you, the sounds that inspire you. You got to surround yourself with that. You have to create, if you're a plant, you have to create your own fertilizer. You have to create your own soil. We all know that only certain plants grow on certain soils. Where real plants, the only benefit we have is we actually have the opportunity to move. Unlike a regular plant that, if I put a plant over here, it's stuck here for the rest of its life. We have plants that have the opportunity to move around and find the soil that's going to make us grow. So let's use that, to stay inspired, and the fertilizers, like I said, the things that inspire us, that's going to help us grow. It's going to help us stay motivated. And the soul that's going to make us grow, like I said, is the soul of our passion, the things that we're passionate about. If you stay planted in your obsession, you will always grow. Granted, it's a positive obsession, but yeah, it's gonna be. It was a fun year, thank God, and it's gonna be more things in store for me, for Team 3D, for my family, for everything else in 2013. So let's tackle this year together, fellas. Team 3D, dominance, discipline, direction, dominate.